Introduction to the Quality of Tests chapter. So in this chapter there are two types of errors that you need to know the definition of. Those are type 1 and type 2 errors. The acceptable conclusions to a hypothesis test are: we either have sufficient evidence to reject the null hypothesis at whatever the significance level is, or we have insufficient evidence to reject the null hypothesis at whatever the significance level is. Now do note that it is always possible that these conclusions are wrong. We can never be 100% certain they are correct. If the first conclusion was wrong, so if we rejected the null hypothesis, but that was wrong, what we have done is made a type 1 error. We call it a type 1 error. If the second conclusion is wrong, so we've rejected the null hypothesis, but for some reason it turns out we shouldn't have, then we call that a type 2 error. Now, it's impossible to eliminate these errors, but we can find the probability that they occur. For a type 1 error to occur, the test statistic must fall within the rejection region while H0 is true. But we set up the rejection region to fix this probability as the significance level. So when a test statistic follows a continuous distribution, then the probability of a type 1 error is the significance level. Only true for a continuous distribution. If the test statistic is a discrete distribution, we may not be able to find a critical region so that its probability is exactly equal to the required significance level. In fact, you probably never will be able to do that. In that case, the probability of a type 1 error will be less than or equal to the stated significance level. So here the type 1 error is the probability of rejecting the null hypothesis, given that we later discover the null hypothesis was true.